In today's world, money plays a significant role in our daily lives. It provides us with a sense of security and freedom, and yet, it can also be a source of stress and anxiety. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a natural talent for making money, while others struggle to get by? The truth is, there are certain money rules that the rich are aware of, but they don't want you to know. Welcome to Investing Path, and for this video, we will explore 7 of these hidden money rules that can transform the way you look at money and help you achieve financial success. By understanding these rules, you will learn how to make your money work for you, rather than the other way around. And if you're interested in learning more about passive income, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and bell button. But besides that, let's dive in and discover the secrets to financial freedom that the rich don't want you to know. Starting off, we have rule number 1, which is for utility. Now, what are some things that come to mind when you think about being wealthy? Is a new car purchase on your mind? If any of these things spring to mind, that is great, because it means you have a decent grasp on what money is and how it may be used to get what you want or need. However, many people, they do not fully appreciate the value that money actually gives. If, for example, you are currently making a little wage, you may believe that financial independence will answer most of your problems. It is true that money may buy peace of mind, but it can also cause a whole new set of problems. For example, your significant other may have grown resentful because you are now making twice as much money, but putting in 4 times as much effort. If you're fixing more problems than you're making, then your life is probably getting better overall. Keep in mind that nobody on earth is problem-free. In fact, nobody has any difficulties at all. If you have $1 million, you might not have to worry about paying your expenses, but you might have to constantly give money to your relatives. On the other hand, you may be troubled by the fear that you may someday have to give up all your hard-earned possessions. Therefore, while it's understandable to want to maximize your financial success, you should not assume that doing so would solve all your problems. The second one is the rule of time. If you ask a wealthy person, they will tell you that time is the most precious commodity we own. The vast majority of people will spend their entire lives stuck in a condition of financial mediocrity because they fail to recognize the importance of time in amassing wealth. Those who learn to control their time also learn to control their finances. And that is why the 2 ideas I'm about to share with you are so important. To begin, bartering your time for cash is really difficult when it's just your time on the table. There are only so many hours in the day, and unless you're making an unbelievable amount each hour, it can be difficult to make 6 figures on your own. You can't utilize your time to grow rich if you have responsibilities like home ownership, a spouse, or children. That is why the wealthiest individuals in society aim to make the most of every minute, not just the ones in front of them. All this is to suggest that if you want to get rich, you need to recognize the importance of time management. For instance, gaining the necessary work experience to move up the corporate ladder is a process that requires time and effort. To get wealthy through the stock market and compound interest, you need time to learn how to start a business and grow it to the desired level of revenue. Third on our list is the rule of protection. Is there a reason you go to work every day? Probably not because you enjoy staying late at work as your coworkers vent about their personal lives, or because you thrive under the pressure of an impossible deadline. The answer is obvious for the vast majority of people. You get a job, pay your bills, and then retire. Sadly, while most people have the talent of accumulation, in that they work hard for years to build up the capital they need to achieve these goals, they lack the skill of protection and end up delaying their journey to financial freedom for longer than they need to. So, what exactly does it mean to have protection expertise? It is a constant struggle against those who would steal your money. The 4th rule that we will discuss is the minimalist savings. People are often taught to save money from a young age, and it's ingrained in us as a means of financial security. However, is it always wise to put away cash in the bank? Banks are delighted to take your money and lend it out to others at enticing interest rates, making profits off your deposits. While it is not recommended to stop saving altogether, it is essential to adjust how much you keep in the bank. Moving on to the 5th rule, the rule of expectation. Many individuals believe that their life will be complete once they reach a particular level of financial success. However, Achieving that goal often does not satisfy us and instead motivates us to set our sights even higher. This leads to a continuous cycle of dissatisfaction and striving for more. The key is to reduce your financial dissatisfaction by lowering your expectations and finding contentment in what you have. The sixth principle is respecting individuality. People often associate wealth with acquiring material goods, but true wealth is what you don't see. Many of the wealthiest people are the least ostentatious. Acquiring things can work against our ultimate objective of becoming financially abundant since they remind us of our lack of wealth. Instead of focusing on what money can buy, focus on the power and independence it can provide. Having fewer needs make it easier to increase wealth, while having more needs makes it more difficult. As for our last rule, the rule of obligation teaches us an important lesson about financial freedom and responsibility. As children, we have the luxury of living carefree lives without worrying about responsibilities or obligations. However, as we grow older, we are required to take our own responsibilities in different areas of our lives, such as our jobs, families, and finances. While it is true that buying things can provide us with more utility, it is important to consider the cost of these purchases. For example, buying a house may provide a place to raise a family and appreciate in value over time, but it also comes with monthly mortgage payments, repair costs, and limits our mobility by keeping us rooted in one location. This is an example of productive debt, which can be beneficial in the long run. On the other hand, credit card debt provides little to no upside and can be detrimental to our financial well-being. The truly wealthy understand that true wealth is not measured by how many possessions we have, but rather how much freedom we have from financial obligations. When we are tied down by material possessions, such as a fancy car or a big home, we may feel financially secure. But in reality, we are restricting our day-to-day lifestyle and limiting our financial freedom. To truly feel richer regardless of how much money we have, our goal should be to rid ourselves of financial attachments. This means avoiding unnecessary purchases that tie us down and limit our financial freedom. By reducing our financial obligations, we can live more fulfilling lives and focus on the things that truly matter. In conclusion, the rule of obligation teaches us that while it is important to take on responsibilities in different areas of our lives, it is equally important to be mindful of the financial obligations we acquire. We should strive to live a financially free lifestyle by avoiding unnecessary purchases that tie us down and limit our mobility. By doing so, we can live more fulfilling lives and achieve true wealth and happiness. We hope you enjoyed learning about these 7 money rules that the rich don't want you to know. Remember, building wealth is not just about making more money, but also about making smart financial decisions and adopting the right mindset. By following these rules, you can start building your own path to financial abundance. Once again, thank you for watching. This is Investing Path, and if you want to keep seeing more of our content, go ahead and hit the like, subscribe, and bell button. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next video.